Hey guys, Dave and Norona out here in the beautiful Squamish trails, enjoying some all-time fall time. Getting ready for winter though, for skiing and sledding. So today I wanted to talk about Zoleo and your iPhone. Obviously, I'm using my iPhone to film, so this is going to be my iPhone for the video. And what I hear from a lot of people these days is, oh, I don't need a Zoleo because my iPhone now does SOS communication in an emergency. And that is kind of true. From 13 iPhone up, they have SOS capabilities. Now, it's really important to know how this works. And I think after I show you a few things, you might be a little more concerned than you were before, because I absolutely love my iPhone. I'm not an iPhone hater. I use it all the time. I also pair it with my Zoleo so I can type, email, text, and even if I wanted to SOS off here, check weather on my phone. So I absolutely love my iPhone. But what a lot of people don't know is that your iPhone uses the Global Star satellite network. And anyone who's used a Spot, or if you have gone online and seen about Global Star, the number one problem with them is sometimes messages take an hour to send, or sometimes they don't send at all, which is not really what you want when you're looking for emergency SOS function in an emergency. So that's my first concern. The other thing is that when you use your iPhone to contact search and rescue in an emergency situation, you actually don't contact satellites. You contact 911. So the phone has to go through to 911. They have to make sure it's an emergency, and then we'll put you through the cell tower, which will contact a satellite. Now, the problem with that is it all takes time and also takes battery life. As you know, your iPhone is not very good at battery life. I maybe get a day out of my iPhone, maybe a day and a half under perfect conditions. In the backcountry, in the cold or in the heat, you lose way more of that. And then when you're doing something like that, it really dries up your battery very, very quickly. So there's a few concerns about that with your iPhone. It's also not shockproof. If you drop your iPhone like that, you can crack it or it might not run. It also doesn't work in very good temperatures, as we just talked about. You know that if you sled or ski tour, your phone uses lasts a quarter of the time in the cold. And also I've left my phone out on my boat in 20 degrees and it shut off because it gets too hot. So for those reasons, I love my iPhone, but do not count or use it for SOS capabilities. For that, I carry a Zoleo, and I use it everywhere I go. Mountain biking, dirt biking, trials riding. I use it all winter long, ski touring and sledding. I even use it on my boat when we go fishing, when I'm in and out of cell coverage or I don't have any cell coverage at all. And number one, uses the Iridium satellite network, the largest satellite network in the world. There are no blackout spots like Global Star, and it just works every time, all the time. And the other thing is that messages take less than a minute to send. So it's something really important to know when you want to use it for an emergency. I've been using satellite communicator since 2008, and I've never had to use the SOS, but I use the check-in function all the time to let my family know that I'm okay. The SOS function, it can be done from the device right here, and the instructions are on the back. It's super easy. You go directly to the 24/7 service from Zoleo, and we'll get into a little bit about that. It's also important to let people know where you keep your Zoleo, i.e. I let my friends know where I keep it and how to use it, because if the emergency happens to me, they're going to need to find it on me and know how to use it. So really, really important there. It also has a 200-hour battery life before it needs to be charged. If you want to check the battery, you just hold down the power button and it'll actually light up. 4 lights mean that it's fully charged, 3 lights mean it's 75, 2 lights 50%, and 1 light 25%. Probably time to charge it up. The other thing that it does in an SOS situation is that it sends your signal, they get the emergency, and then every 6 minutes it will send your location. And so that way you're kept up to date. They know where you are. They can keep in contact with you, and they know your battery level in your Zoleo and also on the device that you may be using to send that as well if you're using it with your phone. So they know how much of an emergency situation time is. The other great thing about Zoleo is you can turn down a call. So I'll give you a scenario. Say an avalanche happens, you see a group come down, guys get caught. First thing you should do is hit the SOS on your Zoleo. They'll contact you back and forth. You can be the liaison of what's happening. Suddenly everybody comes out of the avalanche, they're all fine, you're able to ride out or ski out. you can actually turn down that SOS function so that search and rescue knows that everybody's coming down. They may meet you at the parking lot, but you've actually just saved time, energy, and money on your side and on search and rescue's side. So all those things really matter. This is shockproof and waterproof as well, which your phone is not very good if you drop it. So there's so many advantages to having a Zoleo versus just counting on your cell phone. There's been numerous search and rescue emergencies and incidents that have happened where people have tried to use this and it hasn't worked very well for people. And that is why this video is a little bit of a warning, but also just to make you more knowledgeable so that you don't just think, hey, I have this, and then you never use it. And when you need it, it's not there for you, as opposed to a Zoleo, which is always there for you and has been for years and years and years. I've been using this for a long time, and it's just an amazing device, something I carry all the time. So that's a little bit about why I use Zoleo and why I count on it, not only for checking in messages, but most importantly, SOS function in case something happens to me or a member of my party or someone else. Something to think about, and we'll see you out in the mountains.